Hey, and welcome to, oh, I forgot what we were called for a second.
Tech Tips. Welcome to Tech Tips, her show.
Okay. Hey, and welcome to Tech Tips with Sold Out Media. Today, Linus isn't with us. As you can see, this is not Linus.
Nope.
A much more compact version, maybe, I don't know.
Travel size, they call me.
But you guys recognize Jacob from some of our other videos. Linus is all well and fine. He's just on some family business for a few episodes. He'll hopefully be back soon. So, you know, in the comments, send out a little, hey Linus, just so he knows you guys still care. Today, in case you haven't noticed, we're going to talk about tripods. And one tripod in particular, we're going to unbox the Vanguard Alta Pro tripod. But these are all Manfrottos. Manfrotto is one of the industry standard tripods.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, as you can see here, these are all different versions of Manfrotto. And to be honest, the cameras are standing on two entirely different versions of Manfrottos right now, but not comparable for this particular demo. They're both video tripods. You're not really going to carry those out in the woods so much to do photography or anything like that. Normally, I'm out to tell you not to spend more money than you have to. But in the case of a tripod, you really, really don't want to put your $3,000 camera with a $3,000 lens on it on a $50 tripod.
See it as cheap insurance.
Seriously though, most of these tripods are fairly expensive if you're looking at like comparing them to some of the other brands, but it's worth it to have a stable tripod. You want something that's not going to blow over in the wind and smash your expensive stuff. Get something that's good.
This is not where you cheap out.
This is not where you cheap out. So when it comes to Manfrottos, why would I want to look at something other than a Manfrotto tripod?
Could be price per quality, and it could be something with the Manfrotto that bothers you, perhaps.
You know it does. So here's what I'm going to say. Again, these are 5 different types of Manfrotto tripods. And again, they're fine if you're doing photography, but we do a lot of multi-camera shoots. And I don't know how many times I've had other cameramen with me adjusting the tripod, and then we get back, and this is what you hear in the audio. Right? The other thing is these locks here, and this is a special shout out to Linus. He is gifted at breaking these. Like, he breaks them like they're nothing. So they work basically over tension. You tighten this, and then the closing of that seals that clamp. So it's really hard to move it. It's really secure until you snap it. I've almost become an expert in repairing Manfrotto tripods just because of the number of these components that have snapped off over the years. Now, the good thing about Manfrotto is they actually have a pretty comprehensive parts website. So any one of these models, and some of these are older than others, you can still get all the parts for. So.
But you only know that because you had to buy them.
That's right.
We have bags of them.
Right. So I was looking for something that maybe would be a little smoother, a little quieter, and a little bit more Linus-proof in terms of these snaps. So let's get these off the table, Jake, real quick.
Get them off the table.
There we go. The Vanguard Alta Pro 2.
Dun dun.
This is the unboxing. But by the way, I had these 2 straps here. It's worth paying the extra money for. We tested this little guy. We put a, what do you call it, a weight?
Yeah, like a baggage
yeah,
scale.
We tested it at 20 kilos, just pulling on it together. Don't waste money on this stuff. I mean, don't not waste money. You want to waste money on this stuff. Buy good quality.
It's not a waste of money.
That's what I mean, thank you. That's why I have a co-host always.
Ta-da!
So, let's unbox this guy.
All right.
Now, this is the Vanguard Alta Pro 2 Plus, but it has a 263 AT in the code. You can buy lots of versions of the Alta Pro 2 Plus, but depending on what kind of top you get on it or what kind of attributes it has, it's going to be different. Now, this particular Manfrotto, the AT stands for, I believe, aluminum tripod, because you can also get the carbon fiber version of the tripod. And look at that, that's pretty steady. So how much does this guy weigh?
This one weighs a little bit short of 2 kilos. I think it's 1.7 or so.
Right. Now, the only Manfrotto tripod that's really comparable to this is the 190 Pro Manfrotto tripod.
Yes, which is a great tripod.
It's a great tripod, and it's one that I've had for 10 years. The newest one is the Pro 4. I think mine is like the Pro 2 or maybe even the Pro 1.
Yeah.
But what they share in common is this ability for the center column to come out. Now this is a true unboxing, so we don't really know how this works yet.
We should move this little...
Yeah, remove that little thing.
Thingy there.
There we go. It comes all the way out.
And then you push the little button.
You push the button. Oh, no, that puts it way out. It must be this part here. No, okay, hold on. Technical difficulties here. It must be this.
Why are we short? Linus. Here.
It's true, Linus would be able to see this.
That's the locking thing.
One of these must move that.
Please hold.
These studio lights are so warm. There's a manual.
2,000 years later.
Column D.
Use force.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
See, if we had Linus here, they would have been force all the time.
So, super easy. Anyway, the Manfrotto 190 Pro and the 055 Pro both do that. But in weight comparison, this and the 190 are almost the same tripod. And again, I felt the 190 was a good comparison because in Canada, it's my go-to tripod. I have it at my mom's house. But they both come in at a payload of 15 pounds.
7 kilos.
And they both extend to approximately 160 centimeters when you extend them straight up.
Yeah, I think the Manfrotto had a couple of centimeters on it, but in the grand scheme.
Actually, I think this one was the one that did 162, and I think the Manfrotto is 160.
All right, then I stand corrected in
right?
that case.
And then, what's their weight?
They're roughly 2 kilos. It's like 100 grams difference, so it's
right.
comparable.
So very comparable tripods. But what I like about this is, and the other Manfrotto, is that you can actually get really good macro footage. Now, you can decide for yourself. What we're comparing is without heads, but you can take any tripod head pretty much and mount them on these guys. So, for example,
this one comes with the bigger thread, not the 1/4 incher. But there's a itty-bitty adapter you can get to fit in things.
So you can mount your camera like that, or when it's upright, you can mount it like, oh, we're out of frame now. So the other nice thing, the Manfrotto has a pull down right here. Does one of those other Manfrottos that you have by your feet have that to do the spread? Show them that, the standard Manfrotto spreader.
So there's a little thing on the side, if you can see it. Right there.
So it has that clip. These ones have a really nice pull. Oops, there we go. Oh my goodness, that's actually really low to the ground. Look at that.
My goodness.
So if you want to get some low macro shots of something, there you go. Set your camera on your tripod like that, and you can actually still sort of swivel with it. So to get this one to do that, you actually have to pop the center column out entirely.
Oh yeah, it has a little rubber hat on it and everything.
Yeah, exactly. So you need to take that all the way out and just detach the top of the tripod and actually mount the tripod on.
Also noticeably heavier.
Yeah, and I will demonstrate these locks on the legs that I was actually talking about. Hopefully these are quieter. Let me get them closer to my microphone. You still hear it, but you don't hear that. You don't hear that latch sound. Well, now they're both aluminum, both the 190. I think you can get both of them in carbon fiber too.
We'll say one thing though. This one has a smooth finish on it, and this one has that slightly noisier one.
Yeah.
So don't fiddle with it anyways.
But okay, let's take a look at the bag. If we're going to be really crazy, I have a Manfrotto bag here too. Hold on. Beep. This is for the slightly bigger Manfrotto, but you can see. But anyway, yeah, this would be for the bigger model of the Manfrottos. Now, again, this is a class of tripod that you want for a heavier camera. Not super heavy. No. But I mean, like the M50. Yeah. The M50 is usually quite okay on something like this guy.
If you're careful.
If you're careful. But this is the compact action by Manfrotto. The thing is, this is not a video head, right? Like, you try to pan side to side with that, you're not going to have any luck. This is definitely a photography head, but this is kind of the size that you would want for the smaller compact cameras or even the M50. But if the M50 has a nice lens on it,
yes,
this. And just one final disclaimer for you guys who are out there, again, whether you're buying the Manfrotto 190 or the Vanguard Alta Pro 2, it's that second half of the code when you're buying it that determines what's on the top end of your camera, or even what the steel is. If you look at the detailed description, be careful, because not all tripods are the same. You might be buying one with this tiny cheap head on it, or you might be buying one with a bulky
fluid head.
Nice fluid video head on it. This is the MVH 500 AH Manfrotto fluid head, you know, and that's much more made for video than this guy, right?
Could be a bit overkill for just taking photos.
So just be careful. If you have any questions, or if you're trying to buy a tripod and you're thinking, yeah, I was actually wondering that, go ahead and fire off an email to us or a comment in the below. We will try to help you understand what tripod you're buying if you need that help. I hope this was helpful. We'll get this guy out in a field test sometime soon. And yeah, thanks for watching. Give us a like.
Like and subscribe, of course.
Yeah. And I'd like to also say, don't miss our upcoming Christmas special. We have some cool Christmas presents coming your way. All right, take care, have a good day.
It has come to my attention that I have made a mistake.
If you're in the States, then it would be 44 point something.
Regarding 44.1 Hertz in the previous audio video, it's not actually used for an American standard for broadcast. Broadcast is always 48 Hertz, kilohertz. 44.1 is actually used for CDs and such. So just another format. Just as 96 kilohertz is another format, but for broadcast, which I've been using the most, it's 48 kilohertz. So I am sorry.